Hello, everybody. Let's go ahead and get some messages from your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Spirit, what is the most important messages that the universe, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, archangels, what is the most important? My nose just started itching. My eye just started itching. So I don't know if someone here has like allergies or something, but I'm definitely getting like, it wasn't like that before I started this. So that could be a side note. Okay. Spirit, please show me what is the most important messages that we have for the collective. What is the most important? They said one more time. Okay. All right, Spirit. So this is our spirit allies. I want to thank Shelly again for these beautiful cards. Let's look at the spirit allies. What is the most important messages that the collective needs to hear right now? Whoever is watching this, what is the most important message? What do they need to hear? We have Iboga. Okay, Iboga. I don't know. Number 29. The number 29 could be of importance, maybe on the 29th. Okay, so let's go ahead and read Iboga. And what does that say for the collective? What does that mean? I see the medicine in the difficult experiences. You know, maybe for some of you, it's like the medicine is like seeing what needs to be seen. Like, I think a lot of the time, you know, we're looking for a doctor to tell us something, but sometimes the medicine is just seeing what's right in front of you. I'm going to put my glasses on because these letters are tiny, and I'm going to read this. Okay, it's not going to let me. My eyes won't focus. Okay, so with branches spread across the sky, the iboga plant sits in the heat of the African sun. From small white flowers come orange fruits that sit amongst the plant's narrow, dark green leaves. The spirit of Iboga is letting you know that your guides want to connect with you. It's time to become fully aware of any destructive patterns that have been holding you back. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. We all develop coping mechanisms in an attempt to avoid repeating or experiencing past traumas. It's time to break the cycles and heal any past wounds that are subtly or not so subtly guiding your behaviors in the present. Spend a little time each day focusing on connecting with your higher self and guides about your dreams and aspirations, especially those related to releasing limiting patterns. Call in and then look for support in this healing process. Keep your eye on the end goal. That was funny. I said my eye was itching earlier. Keep your eye on the end goal. Envision yourself choosing to do something in new ways that support your highest desires arriving in your life. Journal prompt that you can use is, what destructive patterns are you aware of within yourself? And I feel like for a lot of you, it's limiting beliefs. It always comes down to limiting beliefs. You come up with these grandiose ideas of the things that you could be doing, but all of a sudden you kind of like get in your own freaking way, okay? And by getting in your own way, and my nose just started itching, it's like you tell well, then there's this, and what about this? And it's like as soon as your ego is like, hey, we should do this, or, you know, as soon as your higher self, your spirit guides, angels, ancestors download this like idea for you, your ego, oh my God, yeah, that would be great. And then just as quickly as you were like, yay, all of a sudden you go to the other side and be like, well, you know, then I have to do this. And what about this? And well, I don't know how to get started on this. So I'm just not going to do this. And, you know, that's for someone else. And that's for somebody who's younger, or that's for somebody. Thank you, ego. I appreciate you trying to protect me. But I feel like I need to actually go on this new adventure, okay? So bottom of the deck, we have hummingbirds. And hummingbirds are about past, present, and future. Hummingbirds are the only birds that can like be flying full speed ahead, stop dead in their tracks, flip upside down, and fly backwards. Okay, so I see them as very much past, present, and future. And the hummingbird says, I am happy. It's, sorry guys, it says, we get older and your eyes don't work anymore. It says, glistening in the sunlight and its jewel-toned feathers, hummingbird perches and drinks the sweet nectar of nature. Despite its size and delicate features, it knows how to quickly move from one area to the next, a prime example of never judging a book by its cover. Hummingbird has appeared to remind you that you hold the keys to your happiness. You can train yourself to stay focused on what you want to be experiencing and hold a vision of your ideal reality, which really can and will become your true reality. So be sure to stay focused on sweet things if you want to be experiencing a sweet reality. Hummingbird raises your vibration and elevates your mood so that you can remain in gratitude and feel empowered while walking the path to becoming your most magical self. If there have been hard times recently, Hummingbird has arrived to show you that suffering will now subside. Your journal prompt can be, what additional blessings and sweet things do you want to focus on calling into your world? And it says world, so could it be traveling? For some of you, it's almost like this opportunity to go out there and travel even. Go do something new with the hummingbird, because hummingbirds, they fly instead of being like the Cancer and staying so close to home. For some of you, you could be a mother that it's time for you to, kick the baby bird out of the nest, and it's time for you to, because I do see like right here where there's no nest. It's time to kick the baby bird out of the nest, and it's time for you to also spread your wings and fly. It's funny. I was actually having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine right before this reading, and it kind of, really does touch bases on a lot of the things that I was advising her of like, go out and start living this adventure. It's like, all too often we as parents, we give up our lives for our kids, and then our kids turn 18, and all of a sudden it's like there's this identity crisis because the kid is still living under the same roof, but at the same time it's time for the kid just keeps doing what they've always done. They've always relied on mom. Well, mom's like, well, gosh, I want her to clean her own room and she should be doing this, and I'm like, the only way that she's going to implement those things is if you're willing to kick the baby bird out of the nest and you kind of force them into it. Yes, it sucks. And yeah, they're probably going to be irritated and they're going to bump their head a few times, but they kind of have to, hit those bumps so that they can learn from them. And the only way to do that is through life experience. If she's living with you, it's not going to change. So it goes in any situation that we're in right now. So there's like these opportunities with the number 29 here. 2 plus 9 is 11. And 11 is like this, like the 2 of wands, right? It's like these 2 opportunities, and you're going to have to let one thing go in order to go into the other opportunity. And being that it's an 11, it's a master number. And so it really does have everything to do with your guides, your angels, and you are being protected. That's what this talks about. You're being protected to go out and have these experiences. I had another girlfriend who was like, she just was hanging out in her house, and, and that's kind of what everybody's been doing is like, hiding behind these 4 walls where there's, they've been safe, not that they're hiding from anything, but it's just become part of just who they are. And it's like, you got to think outside those 4 walls. And in the meantime, she ended up planning this amazing fucking trip, the one who brought me back these awesome cards. And I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy to have gotten to see her go out and experience something. And it put a light back on in her, just by, oh shit. And so if it's time for you to go out and start solo traveling, ladies, maybe it's time for you to go out and meet up with new groups, maybe they're, take an excursion, go on a retreat. And if you have the means to do that, go. Make the means to do that. You don't have to be in a bad situation for this to happen. It does, and it shouldn't take a bad situation. And that's why it's talking about, avoiding repeating the same lesson. We don't want to repeat the same thing. When we sure in hell don't want our kids repeating what we've done. And the only way sometimes in order to show our kids something is for us to go out and do something and show them we've got the balls to do it. And then our kids are like, holy shit, I didn't expect that out of you. And then all of a sudden it gives them that, like, you know what, I'm going to go out and do it too. I will say, you know, my daughter, she was the one who, like, she came to me one day. I was like, Mom, I'm moving to Hawaii. She was, you know, and I was like, holy shit, you little turd. You're like, you're not going to go out and live my dream without me. 2 weeks later, I flew to a different island. She was living in Oahu. I came to Big Island. I was like, you know what? I was the one who was constantly telling her, we're moving to Hawaii. We're moving to Hawaii. And it took her actually making that trek and you know, forging that path in order for me to actually make the jump. I'll say it. I'll admit it. I was scared, but I ended up doing it. I was like, not as soon as I saw her do it. And I was like, you know what? What do I have holding me back? Nothing. And so if things aren't going good in the place that you are and you're tired of being where you are and you're ready to experience something new, then it's time for you to say yes to new adventures. It's time for you to say yes to new adventures. It's time for you to get excited about, you know, new things. Let go of the past even. You want new adventures in love? Like you've already dated everything that there is where you are? Like do something else. You know, do something else. Yeah, do something so unexpected. I just saw Uranus. And it says you can expect the unexpected when Uranus is involved The planet represents unconventional partnerships, and the only thing that you can be sure of with Uranus is that you will be pushed outside of your comfort zone. Think of Uranus as the planet of freedom, one that cannot be tamed and must run wild at all times. When Uranus shows up, it may indicate a challenge to the norms of conventional partnerships, conventional living. This planet can also signify diving headfirst into a new project, a new adventure, without much thought about where it might lead. And, you know, and maybe for some of you, maybe you've always wanted, oh, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to have the same thing in the past. But I do feel like, you know, Uranus is here to shake shit up. So Uranus is it's the planet of evolution, revolution. It's the one who comes in and just shakes everything up. And you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what was that? What was that? And you can't think for the life of you, what the hell just happened? That's Uranus. Because Uranus is the only planet, like all other planets spin like this, right? Uranus spins like this. So you never know what it's going to spit out. And the thing about Uranus too, the thing about Uranus is if you can predict it, it's not that. So if you think, oh, well, it might be this, it's not that. So I think that there's going to be new opportunities that are coming in. And I think they're going to come in like a lightning bolt, because Uranus is the electricity. So I would say like a lightning bolt, because that rules the lightning. Jupiter rules the thunder. Right? Uranus rules lightning. Jupiter rules thunder. Just a little astrology lesson there for you. So with that said, and it's funny because we have stars on each one of these cards that I'm looking at. Oh, and maybe all of them have stars in them. I guess they do. I didn't notice that until just now. So, funny enough, but I guess that's the way it was. So it's funny too, because Uranus actually rules Aquarius, and the star is Aquarius in the tarot. And so we have Pluto moving into Aquarius on January 20th. So I feel like there's a lot that's going to be happening around that time. I feel like it's almost like, because we're going to have the sun conjunct Pluto at 0 degree Aquarius. I think that that's when it's going to be much more clear to everybody, like where their future, like what their future entails. And again, I think it's going to be very shocking. It's going to be where you thought you were going this way and you didn't even think about this. And this just comes in and smacks you in the face. That's what I see here. And it's going to be destiny at its core. And all you have to do is, again, not repeat old cycles, old patterns with relationships. I don't care if it's with family. I don't care if it's with old friends. I don't care if it's with, what you've already done in past relationships with romantic partners. Like, let's just end all of that. We're gonna fly high. We're looking for something that gives us that safety and security. And for some of us, the freedom. I think freedom is very much important. And then we have number 10, which number 10 is the end of a cycle. 10s are the ends of cycles. And we have ocean. Okay. Number 10, ocean. Kind of reminds me of the Aquarius card almost too. Okay, which again, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So I'm definitely getting, I think when we go into Aquarius season, you're going to definitely see your future, start panning out for you. It's like you have this direction all of a sudden. You're like, okay, like this is what I'm doing. I think things are going to become much more clearer. I honor my uniqueness and my self-worth. And that's what Uranus is very unique. It's going to be a unique path for you. The Yoruba, West African goddess of water, fertility, and law, excuse me, I think it says law, but I can't see. Or love, sorry. Ocean is often depicted in gold and a yellow dress. She is known to represent all that is pleasurable in life as the embodied awareness that time is precious and we must love and honor ourselves. The message that Ocean relays is that it is important to stand your ground and understand your worth. Know that you are the only one that can give yourself true approval and that it's okay to put your opinions and feelings first. Do not get weighed down by the voices of others who may be intimidated by your presence. If you are acting out of love and with respect for others, then you have no reason to let others speak less of you. Stand tall in your beauty and your uniqueness. Remain confident in yourself. Speak up for yourself and keep your head high. Your journal prompt says, what are a few of my favorite things about myself? Okay, so you're going to have adversity. You're going to have, when all these unexpected things come through, I almost get the green-eyed monster where people become jealous. People have something to say because they want you to stay within your own old pattern because that's their comfort zone. They don't like to see you move on. But again, number 10 says, you got to let that go. So they're either going to come along with you or you have to leave them behind, number 10. And it's 41, which is the overall energy, which breaks down into a 5. There is some type of something that is going to come to the surface that's going to help you move out. You cannot control how other people view this situation. You can't control how other people see you. You can't control anything when it comes to these other situations. Period. But Uranus is also about other people. It's about like groups and communities. And I think that it's time for you to put yourself out there and kind of like go out and find more like-minded people, Otherwise, you're going to stay in the same cycle as you've already been. So it's almost like you have this opportunity. There's that 11 I was talking about. It's like you can either go down this path, you can go down this path, or you can keep going down the path that you've already been on. You can go back onto a path you've already done. You can stay on the path that you're already on, or you can take a fucking sharp right and go off onto a whole nother fucking path. And it really does not matter what anybody thinks about it. Because again, with Pluto and Aquarius, this is where people just don't give a shit. They don't care about your opinion. They're not asking your opinion. They're giving you the courtesy of letting you know that they're doing it, but they're not actually asking you for your opinion about what you think that they should be doing with it. And that's what this card talks about. Regardless of other people's fucking opinion, it does not matter. I'm going to leave that reading here. You guys, I really like this energy. If you start seeing like hummingbirds and you start seeing pagodas, just know that Uranus is waking up in the month of January. I forget exactly what day that Uranus wakes up. So I feel like there's going to be a shakeup, and I think things are going to start getting really good. So I think you're in preparation mode right now for all of this new stuff to come through. I love this reading for you guys. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel grow. You guys, I love you all so much. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram under the Footsteps to Peace, and I will chat with you again soon. Take care.